you ever feel like something just feels off in Black Ops 7? Yeah, it's not your aim or movement, it's your settings. I'll show you exactly what you need to change before you play another match. There are some new settings in Black Ops 7, so pay attention, but we're going to start off with controller. Now, for my button layout, I do play on tactical flipped, and then for my sensitivity, I'm on 1.65, 1.65. Now, if you did not know, Black Ops 7 has less rotational aim assist. Essentially, you want to play on a slower sense for that reason. If not, you're going to be missing. This sensitivity feels good with centering, and of course, your aim just feels consistent, so it feels just right. A lot of pros are playing on the sense like I mentioned. I do play with my bumpers and triggers flipped, controller vibration off because it does not help you, and dead zone inputs, another important topic. My left stick minimum is at 1, and my left stick maximum is on 65. Now, the thing you need to understand, the lower the dead zones, the more responsive your controller will be. And when it comes to movement and not getting dead slides, you want to play on that lower left stick. You don't really get stick drift on your left stick, right? So this helps a lot with sliding, slide canceling movement, sprinting, and this will change your game for the better. Now, for the right stick, do not touch the right stick max. It is going to make you terrible if you do. Right stick minimum, I always recommend somewhere between 3 to 5. 5 is basically a default and probably the highest you want it, because if you put it too high, it feels like you get input delay, which is going to make you miss your bullets if you did not know that. You're going to have less control of your stick. So the people who play, 15 is default when you first play the game, by the way. Terrible. And I drop it all the way down to 5 to 3. If you do have a little stick drift, you have to understand when you're controlling your right stick, you don't really notice the stick drift. It's only when you're not moving, which if you're playing, you're probably moving, you're controlling your stick nonetheless. I do have my right stick minimum on 3, and then for the left trigger and right trigger, I have it on 0. Now, for the aiming multiplier, I have mine on 1. I don't touch it. Let's talk about the aiming advanced settings. This is very important. So ADS sensitivity, transition timing, and Black Ops 6, I had it on instant, and Black Ops 7, I have it on instant as well. This is going to help you snap on your opponents, especially with omni movement and wall bouncing in play. And then for your aim response curve type, make sure it's on dynamic. It's the best one out there. Helps you snap like the pros, and it feels like you get more aim assist. And make sure your aim response curve slope scale is on 1.0. Now, you don't got to worry about too much. Make sure your aim assist on, but that's a no-brainer. Let's talk about movement. Sprint assist, tactical sprint assist, turn this bad boy on. This is going to be really good, obviously, to use more movement and to utilize movement at its fullest. It's banned in the Pro League. That's how good it is. It's cheesy, but if you're not a pro player, who cares? Abuse it and use it. Sprint assist delay, make sure this is on 0. Sprint assist sideways and sprint assist backwards are both on. It's going to help you with the omni movement. Now, mano assist, you don't want it. You don't want automatic assist, mano assist, all that thing. So we're going to turn this off, crouch assist off, corner slice off. It doesn't really give you any benefiting. Wall jump assist off. Now, this is going to help you basically wall bounce as soon as you touch the wall. But you want to control when you want to jump. This setting is new to Black Ops 7, but make sure to have this one off. Just master wall bouncing. It's not that difficult in this game. It's nothing too crazy. Combat roll assist off. Slide dive behavior. Now, I personally play on hybrid, and I recommend either hybrid or slide only. Those are the only two you should be using. It makes the slide the most responsive. And of course, with hybrid, you can dive. Do you need to dive in Black Ops 7? It's not as good, so don't worry about it too much. You can just put it on slide only if you really want to. Next, make sure your automatic airborne mantle is off. Make sure your sprint restore is on and your slide maintains sprint is on. That's, again, going to help you with the movement. You don't got to worry about any other of these things, really. Manual, press, tap to slide. All these things don't really affect you too much. Next, for combat, this all stays the same. Don't really want to touch any of that unless you're playing Warzone, which we're not. Now you're going to want to go to graphics, which is also very important. For display mode, we're going to put full screen exclusive. Make sure your screen refresh rate is on the right number because sometimes it's not. Make sure your display resolution is on the right number because sometimes it's not. And that could have a negative impact on your game. I like to have my brightness usually around 50 or 53, depending if the game feels too dark. You could put it a little higher. NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency, have it on or on boost. Either is fine. Efficiency, make sure this is off. This is going to affect your gameplay and it's going to make your frames terrible. Make sure that is on off. Custom frame rate limit on unlimited. Let your frames run. Let your frames run. Now, for quality, this is obviously really important. Now, if you got to make sure this number is on 100. That's number one. Upscaling, make sure it's on fidelity cast. Normally, people like to have this higher, so I usually like to go somewhere between 90 to 95. It's going to make the game look sharper and really crystal clear. Also makes you see your opponents easier. Make sure this is off, 70, on. Texture resolution. Now, if this was Warzone, you could put it lower, but it's multiplayer. So you could definitely run this a little higher. I have mine on normal just so the quality looks a little better. But if you're struggling with frames, you could definitely put low or very low, so it affects your PC less. We got this on low, off, low, very low, off, low, minimal, low, low, very low, off, low, very low, low, off, to the windows. Now, the reason behind all of this is obviously we're trying to prioritize performance while maintaining still some decent graphics. Now, let's go to view after applying. Field of view 103. Now, there's a fun fact. 103 or lower FOV gives you more aim assist, and that's why a lot of pros play on 103. You don't really want to go higher. The highest I recommend is 105 in multiplayer. You can go down to like 95, 90 if you're feeling it. I would say stay somewhere between 95 to 103. It feels better, especially because you're not too zoomed in. ADS field of view, I play on affected. Again, you get less visual recoil. This has been a setting for a long time. Everyone plays on it. Then you want to scroll down, world motion blur and weapon motion blur. Make sure these both are off. And then make sure your first person camera movement is at least 50%. This is going to help, again, control that visual recoil, not have so much clutter and all that mess on your screen. If you want, you can turn inverted flashbang on. That's always the nice thing. And some people like their weapon smaller, so you can put it wide if you want to have your weapon smaller on your screen. But some people also just keep it at default. Next, let's go to the audio. So for master game volume, obviously you want this at 100, effects volume at 100. You can have your dialogue volume a little lower, but that doesn't matter too much. It doesn't feel too loud. The music is the biggest thing. You don't really want music at all. Of course, I have mine on Treyarch Mix. Some people like Sucker Punch because it sounds a lot louder, or headphones bass cut because you can hear the louder stuff lower and it's just easier on the ears. I currently have mine on Treyarch Mix. It sounds completely fine to me. Next, we're going to go to interface, which is one of the most important things. So we're not at the finish line just yet. Go to telemetry and go to custom and make sure you have these four especially on. They're pretty important. It's good to know your FPS, see if you're lagging, what the server's looking like. It can definitely give you some good information. Now let's go to readability and go all the way down to color customization. You're going to want to change these settings. Do you have access to changing your color of yourself, your team, your enemies, all that? I don't really usually touch those things, but this one down here is important. Color filter 2, put it on both and put it both on 100. This is going to make your colors more vibrant, pop out. It's going to make the game look a lot better, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it when you're watching it. Next, we're going to go to gameplay HUD, and you want to go to HUD bounce, and you're going to want to make sure that this is all the way in, all the way, squeeze it. And the reason you want to do that, it helps with the minimap. The minimap is probably the most important thing on your screen, if not the second most important, next to looking down on your gun and killing your enemies, right? But this is very important. So you're going to want the minimap to come in closer to the middle of your screen, so that way you can look at it easier, get information off it easier. It's going to be a little bit more beneficial. And then, of course, you want to go down here. Obviously, make sure minimap rotation is on. This is on by default, so usually you don't have to worry about these things. A lot of these things are already on by default. Now, for the crosshair lines, I have it on static if it just feels better. And then I have my crosshair dot on static as well. And then obviously you can have a dot, which the dot is nice. Some people like to have it bigger. I like larger. I don't like doing largest. It looks a little bit weird on screen, but larger feels pretty damn good. And then you can change the crosshair color if you really want to, if you want to be fancy and all cool. And all of this is off, and yeah. If this video helped you, make sure to drop a like. It goes a long way. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be putting out more tips for Black Ops 7.